Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be on this DIY all the time holographic mirror box. Let's begin! Now, an awesome thing about this DIY is I actually found these mirrors at the Dollar Tree, so buying all 10 of them was fairly inexpensive, and if you aren't lucky enough to find any at your dollar store, I did see these at Michael's too. Now for each mirror box, you're going to need 5 individual mirrors. Then you want to make sure you clean them and remove any kind of lint or dirt just to avoid air bubbles. Now that your mirrors are squeaky clean, you then want to prepare your holographic window film. I purchased mine on Amazon. I will be sure to link it down below. There are different hues of window film. I just like this one. It was just far more iridescent with the blue and pink and purple hues. But there are others, and it's completely up to you and your preference. As I mentioned, you are going to need 5 individual mirrors per box, so you will need to cut out 5 individual squares of your window film. Rather than cutting the exact parameter of each mirror, just cut around the mirror, leaving a little excess window film around it, so that after you apply the window film to the mirror, you'll just use your X-Acto knife to cut off the excess for a cleaner cut. Now that you have cut out 10 individual window film squares, it's time to apply them to the mirror. You first begin with 2 strips of tape and applying it to both sides of the window film. Then you'll use the tape as a leverage to remove the clear backing off of the film. I should have mentioned this step prior, but you do want to have a spray bottle filled with soapy water ready to go for the following step. I just grabbed a regular spray bottle and used equal parts of water and soap, and this is just going to come in handy when it comes to adhering the window film to the mirror itself. Now to adhere the window film to the mirror, you want to lightly spray both the mirror and the film with your soapy water. And I do say lightly because if you spray too much of it, then it becomes a little bit harder to kind of remove the air bubbles just because the film begins to kind of slip and slide all over the place. And then removing the excess window film with your X-Acto knife becomes a challenge too. Now there wasn't a clear film on the surface of the window film itself, so that's why I end up using a napkin kind of as a border between my Six Flags membership and the surface of the window film itself, just because I wanted to prevent any kind of scratches. Here I didn't realize it until after the fact though. And this is where I realized it didn't have any clear film and decided to start using a napkin. Now that you have removed all of the air bubbles and you're ready to move on to the next step, all you have to do is just flip that mirror upside down and use an X-Acto knife or a blade to remove all of the excess film. And if you did manage to put too much water and that window film is slipping and sliding all over the place, just set your mirror aside for about 10-15 minutes and then go back to then cut the excess. Then flip it over once again and give it another clean sweep. Then repeat this process for each of your mirrors. Now here we have all 10 mirrors lined with our window film and we're ready to start gluing our boxes together. Now I will be using E6000 to construct these boxes, but by all means go ahead and use your favorite type of adhesive as long as you think it'll be strong enough to hold and support each box. Now to glue the box together, you'll either line the glue on the inside of the mirror or on the edge of the mirror. One thing that I found that really helped was always seeing exactly where I was going to place the mirror before adding the adhesive. So I originally grabbed a box to use to support the mirrors while they were drying, but this glue was both thick and strong enough just to hold it in place as it dried. And just for some extra support, I did go back and add glue on the inside corners of the box just because I wanted to be sure that this box wasn't going to collapse. Now that you have constructed the walls of your mirror box, you then want to let it sit and dry for at least an hour before then adding the top piece of your box. And after gluing your final piece to the box, let it sit for another hour before using it. And the cool thing about this DIY is you can utilize this box for many different things. I know I use it for a stand and as a planter, but if you buy a 6th mirror and maybe like a little knob and glue it to the top of it, it could be a little box where you actually get to, place jewelry or anything inside of. And many other ideas that I've seen on Pinterest. Now I just added the holographic touch just because depending where and how the sun hits it, it definitely gets different hues throughout the day. Sometimes it's more pink, sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's iridescent, and I just like that added finished touch. But you don't necessarily have to use the window film if you don't want to. And here you have it, your holographic mirror box. Well, thanks for watching everyone, and please subscribe.